Greetings, my fellow Aries. Hey, welcome to your August 2021 reading with me. It's a delight to have you here. As you can see, I have changed out the beginning format a little bit of the video. Something nice for you all to look at. I think it's nice anyhow. Perhaps that's a personal perspective. But this is the view from outside my office window, where I often find myself in contemplation and connecting with nature. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer for you so you can see some of the activity of the local birds and the little native ones that come in for feeding. I find that being with nature, being at one with nature, it can often give us surprising energy and insights and awareness and answers as well. So as we move into this Lion's Gate time in August, which is what your reading is for, August, we will find that there is an opening or a portal of potential abundance that we can tap into. Now, for some reason, you guys got given that as a message. Before we start your actual video reading, I'll tell you the psychic messages that came in. So one of them was very evident about the 8-8 Lion's Gate. Now, the 8-8 Lion's Gate is a portal all of its own that comes in through the Sirius energy. But that aside, it is a very powerful portal for manifesting, and it also links with the number 8. And of course, the number 8 is very karmic, if you like. It's the never-ending number, so the cycle of life repeating itself. And the full moon that we just had in July, which quite literally was 2 days ago, I'm doing this reading on the 26th of July for you guys, that full moon was very karmic. So the 8 is a karmic number of the Lion's Gate. We've just had a powerful full moon that's very karmic. So there's something in here for some of you about a karmic release or a karmic return or some sort of success coming from something that's tied up into a karmic story for you guys. There's still a lot happening around us astrologically, and that affects us greatly. We have moved into this new sunspot cycle as well, and that happens to be showing quite strong power right from the get-go, and we will notice some of those changes that come in as well regarding the sunspot energy, because that also affects us. But for now, some of the messages that I received for you guys through the psychic intuitive was the word victory as well. And perhaps that's why the 8-8 Lion's Gate portal energy seemed to also bounce in behind that quite strongly. It said, take action, because there's victory somewhere in the air. It also says balance, and a lot of people have had this message of balance coming in. I'm not entirely sure why, but it says something is clearly black and white to you. So it's an issue that's been on your mind or something that you've taken a stand about, and you can see that it's black and white, but others don't seem to be able to see it that way. So perhaps that's either something that will come about through this manifestation of the Lion's Gate, which can bring manifestation of positives, but it can also open up other opportunities or help you to see new ideas or concepts as well. I feel like there's a regaining of power and strength for some of you, and I got the word rising. Now, I'm not exactly sure what that rising is referring to, but there could be something rising up for you, and I felt it was more positive than negative, but something is moving. There's action being activated. I think for a lot of you, houses or homes will feature in your month of August, or even from July when you start listening to this. For some of you, that's change. For others, it's like decorating. And for others, it might have to do with travel. That was probably it in terms of the notes that I took. So the 8 was definitely indicated. Maybe number 8 could be a lucky number for you, or utilize the power and the meanings behind the number 8 to use the Lion's Gate to bring in balance, to take action, and that victory could very well be yours. With all that said now then, we will come down from the view of the beautiful backyard and to start the reading. So these are the John Holland cards, and these are a tarot deck but not a full deck. But this is for Aries, so can we further find out any messages for these guys about what is in store for August for them? Can we add to the messages that we've already received? what is in store for Aries for August. I can see my cat Enzo in the garden now looking at the little birds. So we keep an eye on that. This is for Aries. There's your first one, Wisdom number 5. It's a major arcana. Nice card to start with. I will shuffle offline, not offline, out of vision, because it just makes it a wee bit easier. There's another jumper coming. Another major arcana, Solitude, the Hermit. Wisdom is, of course, the Hierophant card. Now the sun is beginning to shine on that sun. Here's another jumper for us. Memories of love, the 6 of Cups. Oh, goodness. Suffering and silence, the 9 of Wands, the 3 of Cups. Celebration. So love, celebration. This silence, you know, 2 9s in here. The 9s are very big about this contemplation, going within, spending some time alone, because the Hermit is often the solitude, and this also says suffering and silence or being alone. You know, some of you may have gone within or want to spend time within to figure out certain perspectives or dynamics around your life. There's the base chakra coming out for you. Now the base chakra is the area of the body that we tap into our homes, where we feel secure, where our families, our soul tribes are, and also where finances and our jobs come from, so monetary aspects as well. One more, well, 2 actually came out, the 9 of Pentacles, material harvest, and in the same hand, literally, pardon the pun, upside down. I don't do reversals for this deck though, we will turn it around this way. Financial and material changes, which is the 5 of Pentacles. So these 2 are an absolute dichotomy or opposite of each other. It's as if one cancels the other out. I'll stick them on either end of these cards and see the storyboard that we're actually reading into to figure out what it is that is coming for you guys. And I will move this camera a little bit so we can try and get more into perspective. I'm getting quite a shadow from the Tibetan bowls, so perhaps I will just shift them for now so that we can see the cards a little bit clearer. Okay, so 2 major arcanas, the Wisdom and the Solitude, and if you like, the base chakra as well. They came out first, so they are wanting to offer the most contemplation or strength to the reading. They are, both of them are talking about, or they are stewards of wisdom and knowledge. They both hold these books of power and knowledge within their hands, and both of them have attained a high degree of esoteric understanding, or even just understanding perhaps of their life's journey. And sometimes it is through being alone that you may have achieved this understanding of wisdom, of understanding what you want, where you're going. Some of you may have been alone for some time, or felt very alone or left out. Now, interestingly, this card over here has a feeling of being left out or shut out of a community. Sometimes it's a community such as a tribe of people, because that card is traditionally depicted with a woman and a man in front of what might be a church, and it feels as if they've perhaps been cut off from the church, which would be the community, shunning them one way or another. So some of you may have felt this in the past, that you've been shunned by someone or cut out from them, and then you have gone within to become wiser. You know, more often than not, yes, communities are very, very important and we gain energy from them, but sometimes we actually learn more about ourselves in the times of not necessarily isolation, but in the times of retrospection, when we can think within our own mind without someone else putting their judgment upon us or their ideas into our mind. So when you think back to being a child, you know, you're governed very much by what your caregivers or parents around you tell you or incorporate you to believe in or to experience in your life. So when you obtain these levels of wisdom and solitude, you are then free to make up your own mind about what is good for your life or your soul's journey. And given that these two came in first, it feels as though this is an accolade, this is an achievement or an awareness that you have come to, and there's a sense of success in the whole spectrum of what has been happened and what you have attained. In fact, I didn't even notice that, but now there are 3 number 9s, 999. Both of these 9s hold a lot more power and positivity than this one, which is the 9 of Swords, which often talks about feelings of anxiety, but also worries of the mind, and often self-inflicted worries. Sometimes it can be periods of insomnia or nightmares that occur, or bad dreams at night. It's also feeling as though you have been suffering in the dark or alone, or perhaps other people haven't been there to support you or back you. But all of these things have made you stronger and have created this wisdom. And then from that, I feel you are on the journey of this rejoice and celebration and some sort of harvest. Now he says here material harvest, so it's a good sign in terms of your physical manifestation, which stems from the base chakra area of the body. This can be jobs, it can be promotion, it can be money coming in, it can be your home feeling safe and secure. So for those of you who aren't feeling these benefits of life and these positives, you need to open the base chakra area. And this can be done by bringing about more balance within your chakra systems and within your physical body. So opening up this part of the body which is in the hips or thighs area through the lower part of the body, eating red foods, meditating with the red sound frequencies that you can find everywhere on YouTube. You can do yoga exercises that will help to stretch and strengthen that area of the body, facilitating the free flow of energy through there, which will help to bring about material harvest or abundance. Some of you may be just in line for this abundance coming in, which could be a job promotion, a job offer. It could be a bequeathment or a will, or it could be a small winnings. It could be anything along these lines that could be coming your way. So there's plenty to think about within the cards that arrived, but we also need to address the fact that the number 9s, and because there's 3 of them, these represent the end of a cycle. So for some of you, if you have felt that it has been as if you have suffered in silence, or you were in a degree of solitude, and for some of you this could be literally physical, as in the shutdowns that have been going on around the world, and you may have been in a country or a position where you have been experiencing locked away from other people because of the virus situation. This could be beginning to come to an end for you, and during this time you may have gained insight and wisdom and knowledge, but you may have also felt a bit lonely and shut off. It may have nothing to do with that type of scenario either. It may be more of a long duration. It could have been a period of 9 years or 9 months. It may be something that's been symbolically going on in the background for you. It could have been a health issue. It may have been something that was a relationship issue. And I think the fact that this whole karmic energy moon that has just been in July, and then the Lionsgate energy, which I also personally intuit as being very karmic, this could be part of a tie-in here for you for some sort of wisdom or freeing up or rejoicing in an awareness or an awakening or a freedom that's coming. The memories of love are very nice. It can often be going back in the past, whether or not you do it physically or you just have fond memories that arise. It can often be having dreams of people who have passed over, such as parents or grandparents or siblings or friends. You can experience that in dreamscape or astral travel time. There can be also times, things like school reunions or meeting up with people again that you haven't seen in a long time. There's this possibility when this card comes out. There can also be old lovers turning up again on the scene. So this could also be something that's like a karmic return, because that can be initiated when some form of karma is being repaid and a debt is being released. So there's freedom coming. There's this feeling of rising up and less resistance around you guys. I think we've kind of covered everything. This one is a transitional card quite often, and it often doesn't last long. There could be a period where if some of you are expecting bills to be paid or debtors to pay their money, perhaps they hold back a little bit. There may be a case where you overspend on something. It could be that you are waiting for something to turn up that you have purchased and there's a problem with it. That's the sort of thing this card can mean, but because we've got so much power over here, and I think it's doubly amplified because we have the sun behind his head with this auric energy, and at the same time right next to him is the sun providing this booming energy as well. So I feel as if there is more positivity around the financial sector than negative. For instance, it doesn't seem that this heart card is holding too much weight, but I notice on the table it technically is the only card in shade, and it also crosses the solar plexus over here, the base chakra, which is also an area that activates our finances and our feeling stable and our community as well. So there could be something in here that some of you still need to work on and open up if you want more material harvest. So work on strengthening this area of the body. Do some exercises. Exercise your body. Make sure you're nurturing it with the appropriate foods and fluids on board, and do some meditations and get outdoor and be with earth, because that's also where the base chakra energy is expanded from and entrapped and anchored, and it empowers us too. So nice bunch of cards that came. I do feel this is great strength of wisdom and knowledge up here that you have either attained over a period of time and are now beginning to feel it rise to the surface. And I think that those two, because they were the major arcanas, hold a lot of weight. So we'll put those there, and we will look at this Doreen Virtue deck, which is a full tarot deck, and we will see what's in store here for you guys, for Aries. That beautiful winter's sun, it's so warming and just gentle. It's warming the room, and it's lovely on the reading table, bringing light to the reading. Oh wow, look at that. Oh, so you have the same card that's come out, because that is the same card that was in here, the wisdom card, the Hierophant. And then you have the Three of Wands. I don't think we had that one, but we'll keep going and see what else is in here. Pop that one back. These cards are quite stiff, so I just thought we'll shuffle them this way and see what happens. There's a few hanging off the bottom here. Perhaps we'll use them as well. The Three of Winter, the King of Winter, and the Ace of Autumn. So another mix, not dissimilar to that first mix. With you got the Nine of Swords that came in, and you've got two more swords here. The King of Winter can often be an air sign person, for instance, but he's a sword person. It says, get advice from someone professional in objective public speaking and unemotional relationships. But he is knowledgeable, experienced, fair-minded, and unemotional. It could be someone in your life. It might be someone coming in. It could be one of these ex-lovers that you may have seen from the past. It could be something to do with the karma that goes on in your life. He could also be a person you see in terms of a professional, so a lawyer, an accountant, a mentor, someone along those lines. Then we have this Three of Swords, which is no one's favourite, and it often means the change of a relationship status. So sometimes this can be the close relationship or intimate one in your life, but it can also be more extended and community based. It says, reach out to others for comfort and love. You will grow stronger from this situation, sadness that will heal in time. So we had this Suffering in Silence, the Other Swords card from on the first deck that were given, and there was a degree of this feeling separated or feeling a little bit tense or anxious about certain things, and it might be associated with this type of energy, an air sign person possibly, so that could be air rising, or moon as well, doesn't just have to be a sun sign. And it could be that there has been a dislodgement or an argument going on that you would like resolution with. This can happen in this instance, especially if you reach out to others for mediation or resolution. But those could all be tied in. The rest of your cards, again, are very powerful, and you doubled up with this wisdom card or the Hierophant. She says, do the right thing for the right reason. Compare traditional versus new approaches to see which works for you, and a spiritually minded community. So given that this one has come back in again, and with this card in particular, we see the sun, we feel the energy, we feel the knowledge, the power, the understanding, the expansion. With this one, she's also saying there's a degree of having to do something right. And that could be when you get anxiety or tension around a subject, if you are pondering, do I do this or do I do that, or do I make this decision or that, that's what can often come in as well, this feeling of anxiousness. You will know in your heart what the correct choice is. I've often, when I've had a big decision that I've had to make and thought, gosh, what should I do, or which way should I go? If you allow the heart to feel into it, to help make the decision, you'll know what feels right and wrong. And for instance, when something feels wrong, you will feel tense and you will feel anxious and you will feel a bit of negativity, even sometimes shallow breathing or feeling just uptight or anxious. When it's right, it feels smoother. There'll be less heart palpitations or panicked feeling. You'll feel a sense of lightness around the decision you make. And technically, things will flow a little bit smoother with that positive choice, with that choice that is going to be better for you as well. So those are ways that I use personally of making choices about anything, whether it's about relationships, whether it's about commitment, whether it's about signing a contract for a job, or buying a house, or shifting, or selling, or immigrating, or personal issues or health issues. I use all of those influences in my life. So the other thing too that came in, two good signs here as well, the Three of Spring, which is the Three of Wands, and the Ace of Autumn. Now just right now, I wonder if you would like to see, very briefly, a little bit more activity in the tree. Two of the big tuis have come in. They're a much bigger bird, more powerful, and the little ones generally have to make way for the bigger ones to come in and gobble up all the food. But again, it's just a moment in time, and sometimes these interruptions, if you like, in the middle of a message can be very timely. They can say to you, take a moment out of your day to re-energize, to reactivate, to take a deep breath, to pause, to take time out to see nature and to enjoy the simple beauty of bird watching even, or nature at its best, and in its calm, looking after itself and continuing with life. So however you feel when you look at a scene like this, whether you're going, oh, hurry up, get on with the reading, or whether you go, actually, yeah, that's really beautiful, to sit for a moment in time and see nature working in harmony. And that could be a message too that was brought to you from the depth of the reading. For some of you, you may need to slow things down or rethink a strategy or take a different route. Like you've been going down a certain perspective or avenue with a certain thing, and you were suddenly suggested to change direction. So we will just come back to the reading, and I was talking about the Three of Spring as being a really good card to get. This is the card that talks about expansion, especially in terms of career. So it's planning ahead and thinking, how can I grow something? She says, plan your next steps with an eye to the long term. Have patience, there are more good things to come, and satisfaction from a job well done. So especially if this is talking about your career or things that you are passionate about, there are more good things to come. And underneath it, what do we have? The Ace of Autumn. a windfall of money, advice or assistance from others, a very successful project and a happy change in your career. You know, magical cards coming in for you. And as I said, these ones over here were sort of sitting with this shadow to them anyhow. So perhaps they're a shadow side of you, or a piece that's been hidden, or a piece of the puzzle that you haven't been able to fully understand or access. Those ones over there are not taking the full energy field for the next month ahead. And remember, this can be from July as well. So power yourself up, rising up. Remember those words I said at the beginning when I used victory, take action, balance. I said something is clearly black and white to you, and perhaps others don't see it that way. But regaining power and strength, and something is rising. Could it be money rising? Could it be success? Could it be anything along those lines? So lots of power within this reading for you guys. It's a really nice manifestation of cards to have come in. So let's just put them up there as well. And we will take a quick look at this deck. This is the Energy Oracle deck. And we'll just see a couple from here what's coming in for Aries. My gosh, blossoming abundance and deceit. Oh, he's not nice. Don't like him. We'll get to him in a minute. I'll pick one more. Actually, it's this one. Oh, hostilities. Well, there you go, guys. We've seen it a little bit with the 9 and the 3. So there is someone around you, and it could be hidden agenda stuff, who is possibly doing something against you. And it might be because of jealousies. It might be because they feel you've got enough, so they want something of it. This one here is very much like the 7 of Swords, and so is this in many ways. So there could be a person around you, and it could be an air sign type person. It doesn't have to be. It could be anyone who may be cheating or trying to do something underhand in the background. So watch your back from here on in. Especially if you're online, if you are meeting new people in particular. He could be new. This one's more likely to be someone else that you know, and it feels as though it's fitting in here. This can often be global, so not just personal. When this card comes out in the readings for the month, and he has been out a couple of times already, it generally points to a global hacking system that can be mammoth. So I think these are becoming more and more common, and most of us one way or another are being affected. So just try to be really careful with online stuff, also personal property. Don't leave your wallet in your car, for instance. You know, you could be subject to pickpocketing or having something like that stolen from you. If you are thinking of any get quick rich schemes, don't. This is the sort of guy that will take your money and run with it. So be very careful with who you trust or invest anything with. Do it above board. So the hostilities, he is argumentative. There is someone around you who is hostile to something about you, or something you've got, or something you're doing. They need dealing with. They need you to come out and be really strong and take this command and rise up. It could be that this 3 of Swords, it is time to acknowledge that there are people around you that are not serving you, that have maltreated you, or lowering the vibrational field around you. And he goes in that pile. It can be sometimes an argument that's coming about something. You both want to take a stand. Look, it doesn't have to be a major event either. It could be sorted. So there are many different scenarios and options that could be taking place within this set of cards that have turned up. But there has been a hint of a little bit of it through the reading. So it's almost like you're getting this amazing positivity and opulence and freedom and possible monetary coming in as well as this glitchy stuff over here. So depending on how you want to deal it, what you feel is most important, but more often than not it's ended up a little bit with a darkness over it or in the shadow. So it might be shadow stuff, it might be currently hidden from you, you might be pondering who it is, what's going on, so keep your eyes open. But again, the negative ones were kind of surrounded by this amazing positive card here, which is worth focusing on. And it's blossoming abundance again. It's like the Ace of Pentacles. This is the Ace of Pentacles. So they're talking to you so much about this beautiful abundance coming in, and to focus on it and to shift any slight negative energy or vibe around you, or people who hold that energy, shift them and shift your focus point to this. Take a snapshot of these two cards and put it in your phone, or put it on your fridge door, or put it under your pillow. Have that positive energy around you, because there is great positivity for you guys coming in this month of August. There is a little bit of this, just watch out for them and deal with them however you see most logical and fit. So the next deck, we will just pull one from here very quickly. This is the Spirit Animal deck, and since we have been out there looking at the beautiful birds and in the garden with the elementals, we will definitely use this deck and see who's coming in and what message they have for you. So the Spirit Animals, who is coming in for Aries today? Oh, here we go. Pig Spirit, use your mind wisely. My gosh, the first two cards was the Solitude and the Wisdom card, about using your mind. So you see how big the message is. You have the power to use your intelligence to move yourself forward out of any set of circumstances, or to promote yourself, or to gain further awareness, or become stronger, or become bigger, or more influential, or more powerful. I couldn't help but put those ones together. So let me read for you the words from Pig Spirit 47. Pig Spirit appears to remind you of the right use of intelligence, a gift we all have that was meant to be used with love, compassion and discernment. Intelligence means recognizing the value of intuition partnered with smarts and common sense, which leads to intelligent solutions. When Pig Spirit appears, you are called to respect your analytical mind and use it for the highest good, recognizing that all facts must be considered even when they do not fit with what you already know. Spirit blesses us with wisdom when we allow Pig Spirit to nudge us into open-minded, thoughtful dialogues, whether with others or internally, as we mull over our ideas and what we have come to understand. You are intelligent and capable of clear-minded thinking, shaped by the wisdom you have accumulated and the intuition that will tell you when you have more learning to do, because not all facts are in. Now is a time that your decision-making powers are reliable, for you are in alignment with Pig Spirit's keen intelligence. So there's a double message coming to me from in there. If some of you are making some wrong decisions or pondering about your decisions, and if it has something to do with perhaps some animosity or the energy we talked a little bit before about any hostilities with people within relationships, there is a message here saying not all information is in yet, so you need to dig a little bit deeper to perhaps clarify how you will move forward, or what is causing the hostility from this other person. So some information is missing. That's one aspect of the message, but the other message was so powerful and so profound. How many times did the word wisdom come out? And there it is, sitting right in the middle, glory in its sun-baked state. It just pushing more and more energy out for you guys. So energize this reading, take it with you, claim it, empower yourself with it. There is a lot of power in here for you guys to enable you to make choices for the next steps forward as you move out of the phase of 9, a 9-year cycle perhaps, into a new power, into a new energy field. So we will finish the reading there, more or less. I will do one card from these Dr. Libby cards. I will just cut the deck randomly somewhere, and we will just pull one, and it's this biochemical one here, and it is the brain using intelligence again, and it says amygdala hijack. Have you ever been part of a conversation where the response to what was said by you or another is far more intense than was warranted? Known as an amygdala hijack, this occurs when instead of processing information via your neocortex, your thinking brain where logic occurs, it is bypassed and information is sent straight to the emotional brain, leading to an instantaneous, disproportionate response to what was said. When we respond this way, subconscious fear has usually been touched. Instead of judging yourself for your or another's responses, bring curiosity to what is really at the heart of this. Try pausing for 6 seconds before you respond. Take a short break from a conversation or slow your breathing down. I have a feeling you guys are going to go through this in the month of August or whenever, and it's going to mean something to you, and it could be about this person's response or possibly your own, and you're going to have to ponder, why the hell are they acting this way? What is wrong with them? So when it says here we have found a subconscious fear that has been touched, the reaction of anger against you or to you from another has been a subconscious release, and it could be going back a long time through a karmic energy field. So this, and a lot of this is occurring now. We're kind of like purging karma from the planet, and we're experiencing a lot of very tense situations, and the quicker time seems to move by, the more we experience situations like this. So if we can learn from them and learn that the hostilities from others may be due to their own insecurities or fears, as well as when we react in hostility ourselves, then it can also be from our end as well, because remember, there's always two sides to every story. So a very interesting finish to your reading. Very specific messages have come in. You have definitely been guided in this reading from guides that came in to be with you to tell you specifically about events that might occur. So take heart, take time to react. The amygdala, don't let the hijack happen from your end. It might have already happened at their end, but that's their problem. And the other thing is the success and potential power and intellect that you have for use in this month of August coming. So really big reading. I'm not sure even how long this has gone on for, but I am going to finish it here. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for subbing the channel. Please hit the notification button. That's how you will receive the readings when they come in. And yeah, I wish you all the very best for a successful powerhouse month of August. Just remember all of the aspects of the messages. Go for it, team. Rack up those energy fields. Bring in that manifestation of abundance. Enjoy life and love. Namaste.